checkpoints, but to phase it in, they said, well, a judge signs a master warrant. And courts said, you can't do that. That's not a real warrant. Doctors refused to take the blood without warrants. Nurses refused to take it. The police started refusing to take it, but they can always find people on the force that are stupid and will. I remember this 9 years ago in Arizona and Colorado. We first started seeing it. And I would have Denver Post articles on air and Tucson articles, and people were calling saying I was lying. Because back then we weren't simulcast on web video. They wouldn't go check the article. They just say I was lying. See, 9 years ago, people couldn't believe that the federal pilot was already going on with federal money. Now, just 2.5 years ago, the state comes in and says, you can't do that. And people all thought it was Art Aceveda doing it. Well, I did some research on Art Aceveda after he'd been a guest a few times on air, and it turns out there's a special federal board that recommended him when he was in the highway patrol and took him to Austin and made him chief, and that most police chiefs in big cities are put in by the feds. And I learned about that when I noticed this year the feds recommended him for the Dallas police chief. They recommended 3. He was the second choice. Dallas took the #1 choice. So the feds tell the city, you got 3 choices. Here they are. Now, you'll notice these federal police chiefs, and I have no doubt Aceveda's definitely black ops. I mean, most big police chiefs are CIA. Even the former police chief of L.A., Daryl Gates, admitted that years ago, that he was involved with the CIA. So we've got CIA agents over us from the federal government, and they roll it out. And the state rules that the red light cameras are illegal, he puts them in anyways. The state says these checkpoints are illegal, he keeps doing it because he's got full federal backing. See, I don't get to have an Austinite or somebody from Texas as my police chief. No, I get to have somebody who was brought up in a communist state of Cuba over me. And when the CBC came to interview me to get a license to be able to film in the city of Austin, there's no law, but they just do it. The Austin police said, you don't want to go interview Alex Jones. And the guy was shocked by what they said about me, but wouldn't go into detail. A professional, big CBC, producer. Sat right there interviewing me, and after the interview, started crying and said, well, I'm not going to get into it. The point is that because they've got humanity. See, people who have brains, folks, know we're going into Nazi Germany. So you think it's fun living in a city where, we've got this nice, glad-handing, very charismatic devil in Art Aceveda? Now, you expand on all of this. Feds, police enforce mandatory blood test at Florida checkpoints. And, the big issue here is these are federal grants. They admit it, going in all over the country. No refusal, no Fourth Amendment, no probable cause. We're going to take your blood. We're going to take your blood. And we're going to do it to protect you from the drunk drivers. Baloney. Here's another one illustrating what I'm talking about. Terrorist watch list. One tip now, enough to put name in database, officials say. And they admit that one person ever calls into a tip line on you, you're in the terror database and may be denied flying, traveling, you name it. No judge, no jury. And then if you're on the no-fly, you're on a no-gun buy they're trying to push through. I mean, do you get this is classic authoritarianism, internal passport behavior? And they say they've got to do it because a Nigerian man tried to blow up a Detroit-bound airliner. And then they don't ever tell you here, it's on record, the U.S. government helped him get on the plane and protected him. See, they never tell you the feds blew up Oklahoma City and were caught red-handed. They never tell you that. It's like, oh, we got to do it because this idiot they drugged up and put on the plane. The witnesses all said he was disheveled, looked drugged, sharp-dressed man with, no passport or nothing, gets him on the plane. Security gets him on the plane. The State Department admits they were ordered to help him get on the plane. But I'll just ignore all that. And the news keeps saying they put the scanners in because of the Christmas Day bombing a year ago. They'd already ordered them the year before. I mean, these are all PR rollouts in front of everyone. Can't you see it? It's like even Newsweek admitted that 44,000 U.S. troops, 18,000 British troops, 2 aircraft carriers, all massed in the 2 months before 9/11 in and around Afghanistan. Bush signed the launch order on September 10th to attack Afghanistan. Then on September 12th, he told you he was going to attack them because they'd attacked us. I mean, they planned this stuff right out in the open in front of everyone. In front of everyone. Right out in the open. They don't care. And I know they're good bureaucrats and good police and others. You better decide what side you're on right now. Okay, there's no more time to screw around here. People who think it's the safe path to keep their head down and go on to get along, that is the sure course to destruction. We are caught in the gravitational pull of tyranny. We have got to hit our thrusters and get out of it, or we're going to be destroyed. You may think you're on the winning team because you're with tyranny. Tyranny is going to eat your lunch, servants of evil. Remember that. Remember, in history, that's a rule. You get fed on more than the good guys. We'll be right back.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 5 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping. An $87 value, yours free. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Everything we see happening in Europe and England is now being set up here. Right after the staged bombings in 2005, within a week of the bombings, I was in England to cover it. And police would walk up and just tell protesters you're not allowed to demonstrate. And the law wasn't in place yet. It was going into place the week after. But they still just said, we'll arrest you, leave. They'd tell me you're not allowed to videotape in the downtown. I go, but you've got cameras on me. They'd say, well, that's just the way it is. Steve Watson, Paul Watson, they've all been stopped. Steve Watson was taking his girlfriend out to dinner. Nice part of London. Goons walked over. Police said, line up. Everybody give us your papers. And then asked him, where are you going? Are you terrorist? And really got off on rubbing his face in it. And we've seen this trend. If you're a young man with a good-looking woman, they get really mad. Because you think these guys can get women? That's really their big problem, is they're not successful, they're not empowered. And it's just like the Soviet Union. Line up, answer secret police questions. Police demand new powers to stop and search terror suspects. Top officers tell government they want to replace Section 44 law that was scrapped by human rights ruling. And they just stop and talk. And they also have a so-called law that's been overthrown where they say you can't photograph police anywhere. Police have asked the government for new counterterrorism power to stop and search people without having to subject them of involvement in a crime, the Guardian has learned. See, first it's they want to fight terror. Now it's, oh, we just want to randomly stop you. They already do that in New York and then all over the country and subway checkpoints. Senior officers have told the government the new law is needed to better protect the public against attempted attacks on large numbers of people and are hopeful they can win ministers' backing. I don't want to go back into 2005, but it's on record. The government ran a drill of the exact same bus, exact same trains being attacked at the exact same time and location. It turned out the commander, Mr. Aswat, was, and that's mainstream news, even former CIA people went on Fox News and reported it, was MI6 and being protected. The commander of the group, just like Anwar al-Awlaki behind the Christmas Day bombing, the underwear bombing, all these other attacks, the Fort Hood shooting, he's secretly hanging out at the Pentagon, AP Fox News. Every time, it's the government. Have you figured that out yet? And by the way, the police aren't stopping all this, even though it's been overturned. Yeah, here it is. Small knife and lunchbox. It's North Carolina student suspended, charged with weapon possession. She actually took her dad's lunchbox, which is identical to hers. Mommy bought Amy Smithwick the same lunchbox. And in the daily searches in the lunchroom, they found it. It's like everything's an airport now, you see. Keep the kids safe. Here's some good news. Polls reveal Americans opposed to government takeover of internet. The problem is the FCC has announced they're taking it over. I've actually read their ruling. They claim they're defending net neutrality, but when you actually read the fine print, it says it allows companies to limit who can visit what websites and to control what sites get preferential treatment. So not only is the FCC now announcing they have authority over the net, which they never have had, it's really the end of net neutrality. Also, CTV, big Canadian TV, reports internet groups fear UN could threaten cyberspace. The UN, headed up by China, has now announced they are going to start restricting the web. We're going to go to break. I'm going to cover some more news for 5 minutes, and Lew Rockwell is going to join us. Then we've got Jim Mars with amazing information joining us in the third hour today. Before I end this hour, I want to remind listeners that we are listener-supported. When you buy the T-shirts, the books, the videos, you not only inform yourself to a higher level and have tools to wake up others, you also fund our operation. We have the online video bookstore at Infowars.com and great new films that we have in stock and discounted, like What in the World Are They Spraying on Chemtrails? And you can still get 5 months free for a few more days or so at PrisonPlanet.tv. Check that out, PrisonPlanet.tv. Stay with us.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously. It's easy. Go to HomeGain150.com to find and compare realtors anonymously. Enter promo code HomeGain150 and receive up to $150 when you close a deal with a Home Gain agent. Share the Home Gain 150 promo code with your friends via Facebook, Twitter, text, and more. Look for Max, the Home Gain Gorilla, to find out more about how Home Gain is going to pay you. Visit HomeGain150.com today to enter your promo code and get paid for buying